Hello everyone and welcome to another episode brought to you by Game Glitches. This episode is not gonna be a guide and it's not going to be any kind of instructions. It's just lately I've been getting a lot because I've produced almost 200 videos on Divinity by both guides and what needs to be done in different quests and circumstances, and lately I've been accused of, well, cheating, exploiting, hacking, because people go, oh my god, how do you have so much HP, or how is your character, blah blah blah. Irrelevant. I'm gonna explain throughout this video and show you guys and demonstrate to you guys everything that I have done to show you that I in no way has my character has cheated, exploited, used any hacks or whatsoever. I would like to have a good clean name, a good reputation, and I'm kind of honestly just tired of deleting about 10 comments a day asking me what kind of a hack, exploit, cheats and cracks do I use. So just so I would get it all out in there, I'm gonna show you guys how it worked. For example, I will start with my main tank. Now let's take a look. As you can see, I have reverted it back to the old original patch when my videos were mostly made before they made the cap limit of your armor 80% on your resistances. Back in the day, you had no cap. So for example, if you have fire over 145, you will walk over, for example, lava. And what will happen? Boom, you constantly getting healed. No fire can hurt you. Now, let me show you guys that my gear is completely legitimate. As you can see, regular mounted helmet, regular plate gear, necklace, shield, a piece of crap, chest with a rope thingy, the shawl. My coffin feeder sword that I found a while ago, just enchanted with tenebrium, my regular ring, my boots, my belt, nothing special whatsoever. And here are my stats. I even have 1 point to spend. I could burn it into something. I've been just deciding what I want to do with it. It's whatever. It's just depending on a game. Plus, every time they release a new patch, you kind of have to restart. So I kind of abandoned the save game, but I re-rolled backwards. I had, the whole game patch and everything, just for the sake of showing you guys. Now, let me take off all my gear, and I'll show you so you guys can see how my stats, my resistances, if any. Please excuse me on that one. And how my stats and my resistances change. As you can see right there, from weather and storm, and from 10 from the from chilled effect. So as you can see right there, fire resistance plus 10%, and from the weather and storm passive ability. Oh, speaking of which, here are my passive abilities that I have picked. As you can see, Weather and Storm right there gives you 10% times the max man and arms, which is 5, to magic resistance. Therefore, as you can see, my magic resistance now across all of them is 50%. I'm automatically starting 50%, and therefore my gear only needs to compensate for another 50. Now, if I would, of course, walk over lava right now, as you can see, my character dies in a tragic death and tragic fire. But now let me show you the rest of my character. This is my healer, and so on. As you can see, barely any resistances. Now, my secondary tank, again, because they're always on the front lines and will stand in all kinds of crap. Again, as you can see, fire resistance at 150%. 90 from gear, 10 from chilled effect because I'm in the environment, and 50% from weather, plus from the passive ability weather the storm, which 50 across all fields. So therefore, as you can see, if I would again take this character right here and move them over lava, it would not kill me, it would heal me instead. And I do not need to pop any potions or anything. And please note again, this is an old patch during the time that I made my videos. The only videos that I have made since that patch really are the new videos that are including the DLC and the 2 new characters that have came out. Again, gonna show you guys my last character, fire, and so you guys could see, walking over fire is now deadly. Also, if you would, my party has been defeated. Also, please note, in the my other video where I actually soloed the Void Dragon, that was also before patch where your stats were capped at 80%. When your stats are capped at 80%, before they were capped at 80%, I mean, I had all my stats over basically over 100, and the dragon, because of his breaths, his AoEs and everything, was not able to do much stuff. Also, now let's of course go back into the loaded game. Now, let's take a further examination to my character, why I was able to. This is my old build. This is the very first time I played this game. Then also please note, the reason why I have so many oranges is because the only exploit / bug that my character used was the fact that right before I would defeat the boss, I would save and would constantly reload the game, and I would beat the crap out of the boss and again see what he drops if I didn't like the loot, and I would reroll, but I would still have to defeat the boss without any cheats or exploits. Would fairly get him, then but unfortunately, like in Diablo, you can't kill the same boss again, over and over, zone out. I wouldn't have a problem doing that, but it's a one-time deal kind of thing here. Also, please note, my character is really heavily spec'd into into defense, especially shield block. As you can see, my shield block is literally 75% on my old character, 45% from gear, and 30% from shield specialization. That is why this tune can do what he does. Now, let's take a look at our after the patch, and on my current account, that what a lot of my also videos were made, but on that same group of characters. But those videos were made again with that group before the patch where the limits was 80. Let me quickly load into that character, and I'll show you guys from there on. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is of course, my current account that I'm playing with. As you could see, after playing with that account first and then replaying this game again, I have, of course, figured out what things to build my character into. Now, this is my current tune. Let me show you guys each individual item. As you can see, all of my stats are maxed out at 80%. As you can see, from this alone, this would have been 105%. This is way over. Would have been 160%. This would have been 115%. This would have been 210%, meaning he would have blasted me with air. Whatever damage he done would have been 100% heal plus some. We got 40% versus Tenebrium and 90% versus Poison. That would be the only thing you would have possibly phased me with. These are my action points. That's how I've spent them. I also have 2 left. As you can see, my full build into 7 points into Tenebrium. 4 points into single-handed, and the reason is because I'm using a Tenebrium weapon, and I refuse to put points into one-handed, and I just kind of suffered through the game, took it like a champ, and those 4 points is base 1 that I started with, plus 3 from my gear. That's it. I never put another single, nor I re-rolled. This one is a base 5 plus boost 2. And two-handed 0, everything else again is at the shield, 8, 5, 45 from base and 3 from gear. As you can see, The shield block unfortunately maxes out at 80% also now, instead of 87% that I should have. As you can see from gear, 47 plus from shield specialty 40. That should have been my max. Also, as you can see, I have a slightly reduced crit rate now, and so on. This is my damage of the character from the weapon that I have over here, my hacksaw decapitator, that I was lucky enough to, for me to drop. Nothing. I didn't even. I only enchanted it with Tenebrium, and that's pretty much it. I didn't really do much work on it. Let me, this again. I rolled this character a little bit differently. I did, got a few things with intelligence, so I was able to equip this thing. This is my shield. That's 47%. My rings. There you go. And this is the character, exactly the same character. If you would look at the videos where I soloed the Void Dragon right here. I showed my loot and my stats there also, but it's different. Though I also, please note on this character that I haven't done on the first one. Every time I would level, because all the characters merchants would reset, I would go back, home to my Caverns of Time, and I would end up buying the book that would give me basically Constitution or Strength, for 10,000 gold. That's all I literally aim for, is to make sure to get that book and to get that items. My best recommendation, if you want to build a crazy character, crazy powerful character without reloading a game during a boss several times after you beat the boss, as you kill the boss, you save and final shot, and then he drops the loot. Without it, to obtain the loot that you want is going to be remarkably hard, and it's remarkably unfortunate that it's hard like that, because you can't seem to replay the character or the boss again, and you're forced to farm. And as you could see, my characters, I went for a lot of things with immunity, resistances, HP, really tank oriented build. All of my build is in skills. Here, as you could see, in Men at Arms, I didn't pick up nothing else, nothing in personality. This is purely from gear and passive abilities, if any. And I still do have 2 points. I mean, I could technically put him into somewhere here, like Geomancer or Hydrosophist for healing and stuff like that, or some witchcrafting for debuff. But this whole point of this was to demonstrate that nobody can possibly take this character down back when you were allowed to have all resistances above 80. But even now, this character would be really remarkably hard to take down. As you can see, this is my other character. Again, same thing here. All resistances way over 100. Basically unstoppable storm. This is the damage. This is the X that I am using with this character. If anybody is interested, seeing what kind, see, if you could see, my chest plate has just 75 versus fire, 70 of water, 45, just as immune to burning. Just this character alone can walk over a lava fire, back in the day without having a single problem whatsoever. Again, I keep my characters within their field of job, tank, DPS, healer, range nuke and times, debuffer, depending on the circumstances. Well, in any case, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this episode. I just wanted to show, how I obtained what I obtained. That the fact that I did not use any cheats, exploit, or third-party program sense. I don't really consider buying the book from the merchant that resets automatically without you interfering with the game in any way. It's just there every time you level, buying it if you have the money, because it is expensive as hell, and I did have to suffer for sometimes a level or two, so just plainly buying books and not able to buy other neat stuff for myself or even spells. It's my way of playing because this game just allows any form of gameplay. Also reloading the game for the loot, that's the only other thing that I use, and I see it in no problem with that, because unless you restart the game from very beginning, there is no chance for you to even get a crack at the loot. For Christ's sake, you can't even keep the loot that you get after defeating the Void Dragon here. Once you defeat him, the whole thing is done, and game over, and then you are basically have to reload your last saved game. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Please leave me your comments. Please let me know what kind of other guides you guys would like to see. Please, tell me if there's anything else of your interest or any other games you would like to recommend for me to try out and make videos, and I will definitely take a look into that. Thank you all for watching, and please have a wonderful day.